Surely, the number 666 is one of the most famous and attention-grabbing numbers in biblical history. From mysterious stories to apocalyptic predictions, this number has always sparked curiosity and concern in many people. But do you truly understand the real meaning behind this number? The number 666 is not just a number. It carries a very deep and powerful message. In the book of Revelation, this number is linked to the beast, a symbol of evil forces that rebel against God. However, is this number only about events in the past, or does it hold significance for our modern world? Let's explore the secrets surrounding the number 666 and understand its role in warning us about the dangers of opposing systems and powers, as well as reminding us about the importance of maintaining strong faith in a world full of challenges. Is this number just an ancient story, or is it a wake-up call that still holds relevance for us today? Stay tuned to find out the answer. Biblical context of the number 666. In the book of Revelation, the final work of the New Testament, the number 666 is mentioned in a passage describing the beast, which people are forced to worship. This beast is portrayed as a system or individual that opposes God, possessing great power in manipulating and deceiving humanity. Revelation 13 verses 16 to 17 states that this beast will require everyone, from the rich to the poor, from the free to the slaves, to receive its mark on their hands or foreheads in order to buy and sell. In this context, Revelation 13 verse 18 affirms that the number 666 is the number of the beast, a symbol of evil power and sin. It is important to note that the number 666 is not just a random number but a symbol with deep theological significance, carrying a profound meaning for early believers as well as for us today. The number 7 in the Bible represents perfection and completeness, for instance, in the creation of the universe in 7 days, while the number 6 signifies imperfection, incompleteness, and symbolizes a lack of wholeness. Therefore, the 3 consecutive SIXS, 666, can be understood as the ultimate manifestation of imperfection, sin, and rebellion against God. The theological meaning of this number becomes even clearer when viewed in relation to other symbols in the Bible. The lack and imperfection of the number 666 stands in stark contrast to the number 7, which represents God's perfection and righteousness. The number 666, therefore, becomes a powerful image of resistance against God and the domination of evil forces, reflecting the stagnation and sin that humanity can fall into when they stray from God and get trapped in the snares of the world. Theology and interpretation of the number 666. The number 666 is one of the most mysterious symbols in the Bible, especially in the book of Revelation. For a long time, this number has attracted the attention of scholars, theologians, and Christian believers. There are many different theories about the origin and meaning of this number, and each theory offers a profound explanation of how this number relates to opposition against God and the forces of evil. Nero Caesar and the Gematria method. One of the most popular theories about the number 666 is its connection to Nero Caesar, the Roman emperor known for his brutality and persecution of Christian believers. Nero carried out severe persecutions against the Christian community in the 1st century, and many early Christians saw him as a symbol of evil and the enemy of their faith. According to some scholars, the number 666 was encoded using the Gematria method, a system in which letters in the Hebrew language are replaced with numbers. Gematria is a popular system in ancient texts, especially in the Bible, where each letter of a word holds a specific numerical value. When applying Gematria to the name Nero Caesar, some scholars argue that the total numerical value of the letters in his name could result in the number 666. This is not an official interpretation of the Bible, but it is a widely accepted theory among Bible researchers, especially in the 1st century, when the persecution under Nero was at its peak. Viewed through this lens, Nero Caesar stands out as a clear symbol of evil and opposition to God. His name, encoded in this number, reflects the cruel dominion he imposed upon the Christian community. However, this explanation is only a theory and not an official biblical interpretation, because the number 666 in Revelation carries a more symbolic meaning than referring to a specific historical figure. A symbol of sin and rebellion. However, not all scholars agree with the explanation that the number 666 is exclusively tied to Nero Caesar. Some believe that this number has a broader meaning and can be applied to any evil force in all eras, not just a particular historical figure. In this case, the number 666 is understood as a symbol of sin and permanent rebellion against God. The number 666 is not just a random number. It is used to signify imperfection and incompleteness in all forms of sin. In the Bible, the number 7 is a number of perfection and completeness, as seen in the creation of the world in 7 days, while the number 6 symbolizes imperfection, deficiency, and a lack of wholeness. Therefore, the 3 consecutive SIXs, forming the number 666, can be considered the ultimate manifestation of imperfection, pride, and sin. In this interpretation, the number 666 is a warning to all generations about the rise of sin, pride, and demonic forces in every civilization and society. It serves as a reminder that in every era, opposition to God can take many forms, from oppressive individuals, corrupt political systems, to religions and philosophies that oppose the Christian faith. Therefore, 666 is not just a symbol for a single person or a specific time period, but a warning about the presence of sin and forces against God that are ever present in the world. The number 666, a warning for all ages. When we understand the number 666 in this broader context, we see that it is not only a symbol of a specific historical event, but also a permanent warning for all of humanity. This number reminds us of the presence of evil forces in society, in politics, and in social systems that can lead to persecution and the suppression of those who are faithful to God. Thus, the number 666 is not merely a representation of past resistance, but also a wake-up call for us in the present and future. When facing temptations, trials, and evil forces in life, we must be vigilant and not allow ourselves to be drawn into systems and ideologies that oppose God. Therefore, the number 666 is not just a story about an individual or a historical event, but a reminder to all of us that sin and rebellion against God can appear anywhere and at any time, and we must always stay alert and keep our faith strong in every circumstance. The number 666 and its meaning for believers. For Christian believers, the number 666 is not just a number but also a warning about opposing systems, regimes, or individuals with evil influence in society. It serves as a call to remain steadfast in faith, no matter the circumstances, and not to be drawn into sin and rebellion against God. The story of the beast and the number 666 in the book of Revelation emphasizes an important message that, in the end, God will triumph and all evil forces will be defeated. Additionally, many theologians see in the number 666 a reflection of sinful civilizations throughout human history. From the ancient Roman period to the following centuries, this number can be applied to any form of tyranny, injustice, or systems of government that persecute the innocent. Therefore, the number 666 can be understood as a warning about unjust political, social, and cultural systems, and a call for believers to rise up against oppression and defend the dignity of humanity. Warning about evil forces in society. In this context, the number 666 becomes a symbol of the battle between good and evil. Christian believers are reminded that no system or regime can replace the absolute power of God. Tyrannical forces, unjust governments, or oppressive societies cannot exist forever. Even though these forces may seem strong and unbeatable, ultimately, God will prevail and all evil will be eradicated. Through this number, the book of Revelation affirms that in the end, absolute power belongs not to the rebels but to God, who holds infinite power and perfect justice. Christians are encouraged to trust in God's righteousness, not to be swayed by evil forces in society, but to remain firm in their faith and hope for ultimate salvation. The number 666 and sinful civilizations. In addition to being a warning for believers during the time of the book of Revelation, the number 666 also reflects the existence of sinful civilizations throughout human history. From the ancient Roman period, where early Christians faced severe persecution under Nero, to later totalitarian regimes and unjust systems, the number 666 continues to carry a message of rebellion and sin within society. Modern theologians suggest that the number 666 can be applied to any form of tyranny or injustice that people face in all eras. Whether it's a despotic political regime, a government persecuting religious believers, or a social system oppressing innocent people, this number is a symbol of evil and the absence of justice. Thus, it holds relevance not only as a historical symbol but also as a message for contemporary societies, where issues like oppression, injustice, and sin still persist. A call for believers to stand against oppression. The number 666 is not only a warning about sin, but it also serves as a call for Christian believers to rise up against oppressive forces and protect human dignity. Believers are not only called to hold fast to their faith but also to act in defense of justice and truth. Resisting oppressive regimes, protecting religious freedom, and safeguarding human rights are part of the mission entrusted to Christian believers. The number 666 is a reminder that every believer must be vigilant and recognize when the world around them is being dominated by evil forces, and stand up to resist them. Believers are called to bring light to the truth, spread the love and justice of God, and protect the vulnerable and oppressed. The ultimate victory of God. Ultimately, the number 666 also carries a message of hope and the final victory of God. While evil forces may rise in every age, ultimately God will triumph. Believers will be saved and receive the reward of their faithfulness to God. All sinful powers will be destroyed, and a new era of peace, justice, and love will begin. Therefore, the number 666 is not only a warning about the presence of sin, but it is also a reminder of the need to hold firm in faith and hope in God's victory. Believers are called not only to live by faith but also to act in resistance against sin and defend justice in society, bearing witness to God's love and power in every circumstance. The ultimate meaning of 666 in the modern world. Today, the number 666 still captures attention and even sparks fear in the minds of many people. Although many continue to associate this number with apocalyptic predictions, the appearance of the beast in the book of Revelation can be understood in a broader context. The modern world, with its rapid technological advancements, may give rise to global control systems or powers that could challenge Christian values. Therefore, the number 666 becomes a reminder of the need to maintain unwavering faith in a world that could be influenced by negative forces. The number 666, while it may have multiple interpretations, remains a powerful symbol in the Bible, reminding believers of the importance of standing firm in faith and living in obedience to God, while steering clear of all rebellious forces and sin. When facing challenges and temptations, it is crucial to remember that ultimate victory belongs to God, and He will protect those who are faithful to Him. The symbolic warning for believers. In the modern context, the number 666 serves as a symbolic warning. As society continues to evolve and new systems of global influence emerge, Christians are called to be vigilant. There are growing concerns that the increasing power of technology, political control, and societal shifts could lead to systems that undermine Christian teachings and moral values. Whether in the form of government surveillance, corporate dominance, or societal pressure to conform to ideologies that conflict with Christian principles, the number 666 echoes the dangers of surrendering to forces that challenge God's authority. The concept of a beast, in Revelation, can be interpreted as any force, whether political, economic, or cultural, that seeks to control individuals and societies, demanding their allegiance at the expense of faithfulness to God. This is especially relevant today, when technological advancements allow for greater control over people's lives, and the lines between ethical behavior and compliance with worldly systems are often blurred. A call to hold fast to faith. As we witness the rapid changes in our world, the number 666 serves as a reminder to hold fast to our Christian faith. The book of Revelation calls believers to stand firm in their faith, even in the face of oppressive systems or forces that challenge their commitment to God. This is not just about resisting the temptation to bow to external pressures, but about maintaining a deep and unwavering relationship with God, trusting in His guidance and His promise of ultimate victory. Christians are called to be mindful of the ways in which modern-day beasts might arise in subtle forms, whether through the pressure to conform to secular ideologies, the temptation to compromise on biblical principles, or the allure of wealth, power, and fame. The number 666 reminds us that we must not allow ourselves to be ensnared by these forces, no matter how alluring or powerful they may seem. Instead, we must strive to live in obedience to God, aligning our lives with His will and resisting any influence that seeks to pull us away from Him. A message of hope and victory. Despite the ominous nature of the number 666, it is important to remember that it is ultimately a symbol of the victory that belongs to God. While the beast may seem powerful and the forces of evil may appear to prevail, the Bible assures believers that God's sovereignty will triumph in the end. The final victory belongs to those who remain faithful to God, and they will be protected from the ultimate defeat that awaits those who align themselves with the forces of evil. The number 666 serves as both a warning and a promise. It warns against the dangers of following worldly systems that are in opposition to God, but it also assures believers of God's ultimate protection. No matter how powerful the forces of sin and rebellion may seem, God's justice will ultimately prevail, and those who remain steadfast in their faith will receive His eternal reward. A call for Christian vigilance. In conclusion, the number 666 remains a powerful and relevant symbol in the modern world. It calls Christians to stay vigilant and strong in their faith, reminding them that they are called to resist the forces of evil and to live according to God's will. As society continues to change, Christians must be aware of the potential threats to their faith, whether they come in the form of global systems, political control, or cultural trends that challenge their beliefs. The number 666 is not just a symbol of evil, it is also a call to action for believers to stand firm, remain faithful, and trust in God's ultimate victory. As we face trials and temptations, we must remember that God's sovereignty will always prevail, and His protection will be with those who are faithful to Him. The number 666 serves as both a warning and a reminder that, in the end, God will triumph, and His faithful followers will be victorious. Surely, the number 666 is one of the most famous and attention-grabbing numbers in biblical history. From mysterious stories to apocalyptic predictions, this number has always sparked curiosity and concern in many people. But do you truly understand the real meaning behind this number? The number 666 is not just a number, it carries a very deep and powerful message. In the book of Revelation, this number is linked to the beast, a symbol of evil forces that rebel against God. However, is this number only about events in the past, or does it hold significance for our modern world? Let's explore the secrets surrounding the number 666 and understand its role in warning us about the dangers of opposing systems and powers, as well as reminding us about the importance of maintaining strong faith in a world full of challenges. Is this number just an ancient story, or is it a wake-up call that still holds relevance for us today? Stay tuned to find out the answer.